Hello, and welcome to another episode of I Guess You Shouldn't Smoke Cigarettes and Not Eat. I'm your host, Kaylee Carpenter.
And I'm Mandy Cal.
And we're finally back! Yay. We've had some issues.
So many issues.
R.I.P. to Mandy's laptop.
Yeah, technical difficulties, lost audio, COVID scares, and fleas as well, I believe.
Oh, yeah. Everyone. I want everyone to know that.
It could have been either one of us. You're the one that gave that one away.
It's all good. There's no COVID or fleas anymore. So we are finally talking about the challenge, and we are in person, and it's great. So we are going to talk about season 37, episode 4, Messy. Mandy. Would you like to start? I'm just kidding. Okay, this was a great episode. We've never talked about it before, so
definitely isn't a re-record.
No, never.
Absolutely not.
Rewatch, nothing off the top of our heads. Okay, so after the elimination, everyone comes back into the house, and we're all talking about the Veteran Alliance going strong. Priscilla's talking about it. And the rookies are just all waiting for the inevitable to happen when the Vet Alliance crumbles, when they have to go from rookie to rookie Vet Alliance. So they talk about that a lot.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say about it.
I'm so sick of talking about it.
And we get it. The Vets have an alliance and the rookies do not.
Every episode. Mm-hmm. That is this season.
And did you know that the Vet Alliance is holding strong?
No. It is interesting that I think Devin is saying it the most in his interviews. He's saying that the Vet Alliance is strong. They're showing him multiple times saying it. Yeah, Kyle has said it and Tori, but I don't know. It seems like Devin is the spokesperson for it.
Devin is the strong advertiser of the Vet Alliance.
For sure.
He's there to keep it going strong in the confessionals.
He is. I don't know. It's weird. Okay, so today's an off day, and Corey L. talks about how he just wants to have fun, but he's a target and waiting for the alliance to crumble, blah, blah, blah. He's been in 2 out of 3 eliminations, and he just needs to win a daily, obviously. Boring. Logan and Big T get cozy under a cabana. Okay, so Big T talks about every time she goes on the show, she changes her plan. Logan's real plan is to flow.
Yeah. And can we talk about how people's flirting strategies on the challenge is to talk about how they strategize on the challenge? Which in general, it's just get better game.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is where we see that Big T has no game because she's like this.
And Logan has all the game.
Yeah, because he's like this. So much game. And she's just smiling it's super cute. And I don't blame her. Logan is so beautiful.
I might lose words too.
Yeah. And he does say how they connect more than physical. They like each other's personalities, which I think is really cute. So go them. Then we have Josh and Fessy. I almost said Jesse. That makes sense, actually. They're talking about Amber B because Fessy is considering that because he's at the bottom of the bets list for Amber, why not throw her in? Josh understands that, but going after B right away is not smart. It's too early. And Josh is going to make sure that Amber does not go after Fessy. He promises that to him.
Yeah, and I just hate Josh's confessional how he's if everyone just follows me, we'll get us to the I'll get us to the end. And it's Josh, you've never made a final. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Why is he the lead to all of this? I think everyone else in his alliance, including Amber B, has been to a final. Amber B winning it, and Josh is guys, I know the way.
I don't get that either because he should be taking Fessy's lead, actually. And I think Josh has been on the show 5 times, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
And he's never made a final. And so Fessy's been on it 3 times, and he's made it to 2 finals.
And can we revisit Josh's first season when he was the first person off, and luckily someone got injured so he could come back?
Oh, yeah.
And then he randomly fell in love with Amanda, who was no, thank you.
Weird season. Was that War of the Worlds?
I don't know.
I don't either. Who cares? Whatever. Okay, so they're talking about that. Josh wants to be the glue that holds the Big Brother alliance together and make it to a final together because, as we said, he obviously knows what he's talking about. So Fessy says that since Josh is with Amber, and if they were to win, Josh would have some influence on the vote, so he's not in immediate danger, but he needs to figure out what to do ASAP with Amber. Whatever. And then we get a scene of Huey and CT training together because Huey's not someone you can just push to the side.
Except for the fact that he was on a medicine ball, and the medicine ball did indeed push him to the side.
Literally push him to the side.
Yeah.
CT was witness.
Yes, so people cannot push Huey to the side, but medicine ball, medium-sized gray, can.
It doesn't make any sense, but thank you for that scene, MTV. But yeah, CT is saying, like, he's spicy and he looks surprisingly athletic. Don't judge a book by its cover while he's jumping rope. So,
yeah, surprisingly athletic while jumping rope 30 seconds in says he's out of breath. I'm not sure what athleticism that is, but congrats.
It's just a build-up. It's annoying.
Yeah, it's like
producers.
This is produced material, just so you know, a little wink towards the end.
Producing 101 right here. Okay, and then next we have Kyle and Devin talking about the Veteran Alliance again.
Oh,
no way. So Kyle says, right now the rookies are their pawns, and we're just taking a show at each other's pawns before the big matchup happens. And then Devin talks about the R&R, rookie pairs are dwindling. He's super proud of the alliance so far, like we talked about. And then the greatest scene happens when Devin talks shit about Corey.
I'm taking care of my family.
Fuck you. And then the music goes. Yeah. And Kyle's like, I have a kid coming.
And then Devin goes, and that's why this is the last season we're working together.
Yep.
Which I don't blame him.
Yeah, that's so great and true. And then Kyle asks him to be Godfather, and Devin's like, hard pass. It's really great. Then we come to a very highly produced scene of Casey and Amber.
I got to tell you, the most boring conversation I've ever heard, and the entire time all I could think about is how much I wanted Casey's slides.
Yeah, and I want her sleeves. Slides and sleeves.
Slides and sleeves. I'll take the neon, you get the ink.
Yes, I love it. So, yeah, Casey knows she's doing this because it's highly produced, but she knows she's in trouble with Amber because of last season. And Casey talks to Amber how it must be really weird to come in the house and think that Casey doesn't have her back. She doesn't. Casey wants to squash the Big Brother Alliance talk because she's like, there's other alliances in the house. Why are we labeled? Like, why is ours labeled? And it's like, this is the third season of it being labeled with the same people.
Yeah, it's because you guys are always working together and you're from the same show. It's easy to call you Big Brother. What do you want us to call you? Casey, Josh, and Fessy? Like KFJ?
The old vets, the new vets, the medium vets.
Yeah, those guys from the other show. Like, I don't... What are the other options?
There's no options. It's been like this for a while. So then Casey explains that Amber falls to the bottom of the Big Brother Alliance, and she's not going to talk to her about everything that she would with Fessy or Josh, and that Amber will never understand that. And then Amber wants to make sure she can trust the Big Brother Alliance.
This conversation was so annoying
stupid.
Because, like, it shouldn't have been with Casey. Like, this conversation should have been between Amber and Fessy.
Yeah.
But, like, Fessy wasn't trying to have that conversation, neither was Amber.
Yeah, Fessy avoided, and Amber didn't try, I'm sure.
Yeah. And it's just, like, I just want to be Casey in a conversation where she's just like, yeah.
Because Amber B talked the whole fucking time. And probably repeated herself. She's probably a circle talker. I can't handle that.
Ugh, I know. Well, because you could see at the end, too, that literally at first it was like a conversation, and then at the end, the only word Casey was saying was yeah, which means please shut the fuck up and let me leave.
Yeah, and she looked so uninterested.
Yeah.
Like, blank face. Just talking a lot and how, she got blindsided last season, and people carried her through this season, which, I mean, no one really did carry her. She has a slight point there, but also nobody cares. So, we're on a new season, nobody cares.
It's like, new season, please come up with a new storyline for yourself. I'm bored.
Yeah, be more exciting. You were back up for a reason, bitch. Let's go. Let's fucking go. So then Casey's basically like, I mean, if she wants to call herself part of the Big Brother Alliance, she can. I still don't trust her. And then Amber B's like, we're back. My Big Brother Alliance is back. I mean, is that real when she says that?
No, I think that moment perfectly encapsulates how everyone talks about how Amber B is fake as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, no, Amber, you talked in circles. Casey said one-word responses, and you thought you got what you needed out of that.
Yeah, and then made no effort because she's talking to all the other vets. She's not even talking to the Big Brother Alliance. No. So we finally get to the challenge, and it is called Undercover Com. I think just com.
Yeah, short for communication.
If you didn't know. The more you know. Okay, so there's this big rig over the water, suspended 35 feet above, and on the rig there are 3 codes. One partner will be hanging upside down, relaying the codes to the partner on the ground. Those codes correspond to numbers on an answer key hidden in Rumble, and they will unlock your boxes. You have 3 boxes, and each have a detonator in them, and you can deactivate any team to drop them into the water. If you take out 2 teams, then you can go to the silver detonator, and that will take out all the rest of the teams, and you win. There will be 2 heats, and the fastest team that does it wins, essentially. It's actually a really cool challenge, I would say.
Yeah, and again, we see Huey freaking out.
Camera time.
Yeah, over nothing. It's like, I hate it.
He's screaming, and Ash is like, I don't care what you think. This is what you're going to do.
Yeah. And then Anissa's whole, like, give the kid a break. It's like, no. You're there for $1 million, and this guy is in a harness. Like, he can move on that board.
Yeah, like, I'm sure it is scary at first, but yeah, once you're in a harness, you feel the harness. Everyone else is next to you in a harness. They're going up and down quickly, and you're just screaming, holding on for your life. I mean, it's embarrassing, and I don't understand the eyeliner in this scene either.
There's lots of eyeliner.
He doesn't even have eyeliner in his talking head interviews.
No, but the eyeliner is deep on scene.
Emo. We don't need to do that to ourselves. So, I mean, he's screaming, no, let me quit. What a bitch. And
they honestly should have let him quit. Just let him go home.
I thought they were going to let him quit because he kept saying it over and over again. And eventually they let him quit. But
also, like, if he wants to quit, how do you think, like, in his mind, what does quitting mean to him? Because they're already up.
Yeah.
How many ever feet. The only way that he's quitting is if he gets dropped in the water, which it seems like that's what he's afraid of. So I don't understand why he's begging to quit.
That's true. He's begging to be dropped. Like, why am I still hanging
here? The only way for you to continuously hang the entire time and not get dropped into the water, which you seem to be so terrified of, is to win. And you're not moving. All you're doing is hanging, and all you have to do is say dot line, dot line. That's all. That's all.
And move back and forth. Your body weight. I don't know. Maybe that's hard. I don't think so. I want to say no. So everyone's laughing at him, and Devin and Kyle and point and go, you can see America. It's right over there. Just a great shot. And then the challenge begins. So they have to pull their body weight, like I just said, up the rig to get their first code. Berna is super confused here because she says points and lines and not dots and dashes. So this is difficult for her. It's translating, I'm sure.
It messes up the memory. Dots, lines, dashes.
I mean, she obviously speaks a different language, so is that hard for her because those are actually different words for her?
Yeah, and I mean, we've had this come up. I've had it come up with my job because I work with people from different countries quite a bit. And it's just a lot of times people in other countries are taught English, but like the England version of English. Yeah. So like it's not 100% like comparable, and there are little mix-ups like that, which makes it harder to communicate. But it's for, like you say, dot line, that's one number. I don't think it should be that difficult.
No, and I think CT could figure out if you're saying what points and lines. I think he would points understand and lines. That.
Like, yeah, that's pretty easy to communicate through. Be like, I'm going to say points and lines instead of dots and dashes.
Boom.
Good to go.
CT's not an idiot, so.
No, and he knows how to run correctly.
Oh my gosh, I know. So Michelle's yelling at Corey L. She's like, act like your ass is on the line because it is. And then this is when Josh runs funny, like
She says, "Cause it is, bitch."
yeah, because it is bitch.
I loved it.
That part. It was so good.
She goes, "Move your hands and legs like your neck is on the line, cause it is, bitch." And like, I've never been so wrong about hating someone at first and then just absolutely loving them. But like, Michelle, I'm on board.
Yeah, I liked that side of her. I put Benita is stupid.
Like, well, I put Benita and Corey are a fucking disaster because like it's embarrassing how terrible they are. But I also don't think Corey minds because he doesn't want to be making decisions right now.
No, he doesn't, and he doesn't have a lot of screen time either. It's like Ashley.
Nope, and the vet girls are saving Bettina for themselves.
Oh yeah, for sure. That is what is happening. Okay, so he was saying that he has a good memory, but he's terrified of heights.
I fucking hate Huey.
Yeah, we can stop talking about him.
Let's make fun of how Josh runs.
Yes, the way Josh runs. Again, we discussed what he did in high school.
Like,
swimming.
Yeah, obviously swimming because it can't be any other sport because of how unathletic he is. Have you seen him try to throw a ball?
Oh my god.
It was so funny. I love bringing that up because I get like the vision of him doing it in my mind.
Every time.
And it's the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. He can't throw a ball.
It's so embarrassing.
And he acts so proud of that victory. And it's like, bro.
You were against what's his face that couldn't do puzzles.
Yeah.
Mackie or...
And all you did was miss when throwing balls.
Mm-hmm.
And then he celebrated by screaming like he just won his first Olympic gold medal.
It's my first elimination win. Oh my gosh. It's cool. CT ruined you later, so that's what you were saved for. Anyway, somehow Josh unlocks its first box and chooses to drop Jeremiah and Big T, and Big T is pissed, calls him a snake, and Josh is like, I just can't trust them, and everyone else is going to go after Michelle and Corey L, so...
Josh is pretty much saying, I mean, this is essentially the same thing that happened with Kyle, except
it is.
Nobody cares that Josh did it.
Yeah, I know.
Slightly different because it's a different... We'll get into, like, the alliances later when we talk about what happened in the next heat, but, like, Josh did the same thing Kyle did, and everyone was screaming at Kyle.
Yeah.
And nobody cared about Josh, but Josh was doing exactly what Kyle did.
Yeah, he should have gone after Michelle and Corey. That was the plan.
Yeah, but he wanted to win, so he did what was best for his game.
It's so weird. Okay, so CT finally drops Michelle and Coriel, and Emmanuel was pissed because that's his girl, and he's gonna come after him. And he's like, just kidding.
Just kidding, just kidding. I love Emmanuel.
We love him.
Amazing.
He's amazing. I think he's got a great game. I think he's gonna be here for a while.
Most swag.
Yeah.
And we were talking about it too, because some of his outfits, had anyone else worn them on their confessionals, I would make fun of ruthlessly. But he can pull anything off just because of how confident he is. I love it.
Print. I could wear that shirt he was wearing.
He rocks it,
and he did it better. For sure. So somehow Josh gets another box, and he drops CT and Berna, and then Ashley just guesses the combination.
Which, like, pro move, though. And the only reason she was trying to guess that was so she could put Nelson in the water. Yep. Which, props, girl. Get your revenge. We love to see it.
Yeah, we hate Nelson. We like you this season a lot. You've been pretty...
I mean, she hasn't existed. That's why we like her, I think.
Yeah. But if she had huge drama, it would have been shown because she went after Berna, and that's about it this season.
Yeah. But I also think we're not seeing her because she's embarrassed because Nelson very obviously chose Berna over her, and there was a conversation that was had outside of cameras about that.
Yeah.
And that hurts. We're sorry, Ashley.
Yeah, we're sorry. And on camera that you were just friends.
Yeah.
In the club.
That hurts.
Been there, girl.
Been there very recently, girl. It still hurts.
It hurts. We love you. Okay, so obviously Ashley goes for Nelson, and Nelson's like, no, and he knows what's coming. And then somehow, again, Josh gets the third box and drops Bettany and Huey, and they win the heat. I don't know how. But I guess who was their big competition? CT and Berna?
Yeah.
And Berna couldn't translate, so... It was probably easy to win, actually.
Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, like, because Corey's not going to win any type of puzzle or memorization thing, even though last season he claimed to have a photographic memory, and I'm like, Corey, we've all seen you do puzzles, and you're not. And maybe it's just math he can't do.
Yeah. But right, there's Huey and Ashley. Like, half the teams are terrible. So that kind of makes sense. That makes me feel better.
Yeah.
All right, second heat. It starts with Nani and Gabo talking. And Nani's like, we're going to go first. And Gabo's like, what are you talking about? And then he's like, oh, yeah, we are.
It's a really cute, like, adorable interaction until he pats her on the head like a fucking pup.
Yeah, and slowly.
And, like, props to Nani for not, like, just punching him in the face. Because if someone were to pat me on the head that I barely knew, it's an instant punch.
I would lose it. I would be like, please don't touch me. I love that she looks at the producers like, what is happening?
Yeah, like,
But yeah, she's so cool and chill.
I love Nani.
I love her, too. I'm really glad she's always on it. All right, and then Devin's back because he's the spokesperson.
With his unfitted suit, by the way.
Oh my gosh. Devin, I love you. We can do better.
I know. If you're going to wear a suit and, like, have that look, please make sure your jacket is fitted correctly. I say as I'm wearing, like, a very baggy sweatshirt. But also, I'm not on national television.
No, we are on a podcast and we have one listener.
Shout out, Katie. We love you. We love you, Katerina.
Yes. Okay, so I don't understand Devin either because he's so confident to just sit with his legs open in a Speedo and then have an oversized suit in his confessional. That makes no sense.
He has to have a big dick. That's the only explanation. I don't think guys are that confident without a big dick.
I mean, it kind of looked like it was big. And he's not that tall, so...
Yeah.
Good for him. Devin!
Congrats, Devin!
Hit me up! The thirst is real. Okay. And where were we? Okay, the deal, like, if a vet is winning, make sure they keep winning so they win against the Heat, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. But again, there's a fallacy in this, like, idea as well, because Josh already won the first heat, and Josh and Amber B are a vet-vet combo, and the only people in the second heat are vet-vet combos, so no matter what, a vet-vet combo is going to win, so unnecessary, but continue.
I guess they probably just, I don't know.
Yeah.
One of them wanted to really win.
Yeah.
Okay, so Esther explains how she studied law and she's the top 3% of her class and she is very smart. And I remember from the podcast that Anissa said nobody knew that she went to law school.
And that's what I'm talking about. Like, that's how you do an education drop. Like, Ed was embarrassing because he didn't even say which Ivy League. And Esther was like, let me give you the numbers of how intelligent I am and then prove it to you. And did you watch the after show too? Fessy was talking about how, like, he didn't even get completely done reading the combinations and she would just take off because she had already memorized it from the previous set.
Oh, I don't know if I watched that. That's crazy.
Yeah, like, she's brilliant.
Yeah, she's so smart.
We love Esther.
We love Esther. Okay, and then Amanda is just screaming the code without using the walkie because she can't understand what Kyle's saying on the walkie.
Because of his giant teeth rattling around in his mouth.
Oh, she talks so much shit. I love it.
She's so brutal, and, like, she's so funny how brutal she is. But it's like, she's doing it to a friend, so you know it's not, like, evil. When she was doing it to Kara and, like, telling her she hopes her horse is dead, that was slightly evil, but we love to see the growth after having a child. Yeah,
there's some growth there. And, yeah, she talks shit, but...
It's funny.
It's funny, and she's not the main drama.
Yeah, she's no longer, like, hurting people talking her shit, which I think is the true growth of a person. You just talk shit to your friends, like a normal human being now.
I know. It's my favorite. It's a weird noise, Leo. Okay, so Kyle's running around and he doesn't understand the agreement, wasn't listening, he's full of shit. Esther unlocks her box and drops Tori and Ed. Devin is next and drops Gabo and Nani. Logan is next and picks Casey and Manuel. He struggles for a second on who to pick. And then Kyle comes up and his thinking is all over the place and he doesn't know who to pick. So he chooses Emmy and Devin and did not pick Fessy and Esther.
Which is ridiculous. Why give Fessy power?
Yeah, there's no way they're tight. There's no way Kyle and Fessy are tight.
No, Fessy broke his finger last season.
Yes.
Like, demolished him in a hall
Yeah,
brawl.
he went home.
Yeah, like, you don't like Fessy. Why are you protecting him? But I did see in the after show that apparently when they were running to the rocks together, Esther and Kyle had a deal that if she didn't pick him, he wasn't going to pick her. And the only person left was Devin. But it's also, that's your best friend. Why would you... Like, you did keep your word with your best friend, but you kept a word with the girl you just met 2 weeks ago?
That makes no sense. Then he doesn't care about Devin, essentially. So Devin is pissed. He's speechless. Emmy is screaming, "You're a fucking snake," because Emmy hits that water hard. She's like, oh, it looks so painful.
Yeah, that was brutal.
So Nelson is saying, "Here comes the snake." Everyone is confused. Basically, these are like blurbs of everyone talking shit about Kyle.
Which, what he did wasn't a big deal.
Yeah, when you think about it, because Josh and Amber had already won.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, would you like Devin to have power in the house? But honestly, what he did kept Devin's hands clean, and then Fessy got to be his messy self later on.
Yeah, that's true. And Devin and Kyle could have played it off more, like, "What the fuck, bro?" Like, joking around more than, like, "You're my number one, we're Dial."
Well, I love, too, that Kyle tried to, like, almost, like, gaslight Devin and be like,
he did.
You can't, Devin, like, don't, like, try to outsmart us all and talk down to us. It, like, what Devin was saying made absolute sense to anyone that understood English. Yeah. And Kyle was essentially trying to play dumb and be like, "Hey, Devin, like, we get you're smarter. I just don't always understand." And it's like, dude, it's not that hard.
Yeah, like, you're not this dumb, Kyle, is what he's saying. And Kyle's like, "I didn't even know who was in the lead. Like, he just wanted to win, and he didn't even win."
Yeah.
So that's what you get. And of course, our girl Esther wins, and she's so cute winning. Like, props to her. We hate Fessy, but we love Esther. Mm-hmm. They all come together, and so it's between Amber and Josh, and Fessy and Esther. And of course, Fessy and Esther win because we all saw Josh run. We will never stop talking about it.
Josh is so funny how terrible he is at running. Like, what's he doing? Like, why is he putting his hands back there like that? Like, he's trying to move the air with his hands, and it's like, bro, just pump your arms.
Can someone teach him how to run?
Close his hands. I just don't like that he keeps, like, going like this when he runs. It's just like, what are you batting at?
So awkward. God, I hate him.
Like, if I ran that embarrassingly and I knew I was going to be on national television, all I would do is just run in front of a mirror so I wouldn't look like that.
Like, do a YouTube or something. Like, I did track for a minute. It's not that hard. Open your
I don't understand people that don't know how to run properly.
Me either. It's really embarrassing.
It's like arms, legs, move them.
Because we run all the time.
Yeah. I don't fucking run anywhere, and I could run right now if you asked me to.
Yes, and it would look great. It would be great form.
I mean, my lungs would hurt. It would burn.
Which is the worst thing about running. Anyway, after the challenge, Kyle talks about how he didn't even pick Devin as a best friend. They just got glued together because they're both dickheads. That's classic Kyle, though. Like, he's so full of shit.
But I also think that's classic dickheads as well.
Yeah, that's true. Who else are they going to talk to? Who else is Devin going to talk to? Like, everyone laughs at Devin.
Yeah.
Because he's not a threat. Okay, so...
What's 8 times 9?
I'll never forget. Oh my gosh. Big Brother sucks!
Like, literally the easiest insults you could, like, think of, and it set them off.
I know.
So great.
It was so great. That was a great couple episodes last season. So Devin is questioning, was it a heat of the moment thing or planned out? What's going to happen next time? Which, it looks bad for Kyle. Like, he can't make a last minute decision. And then Josh, Nelson, and Corey talk.
This is the funniest thing. It's like Devin walks out, and like Josh, Corey, and Nelson are very obviously being filmed. Mm-hmm. And a chair away walks by them as they're talking shit about how Kyle, like, betrayed Devin and how shook Devin was about it. Mm-hmm. And it's like, he can hear everything you're saying. This is obviously a produced moment.
Yeah, they all look at him. Like, Nelson and Corey look very uncomfortable.
Yeah, Devin was just like, I'm not staying inside anymore. Like, I'm going to go lay out now. Can you guys wrap up this conversation?
Yeah, and Emmy, there's like a shot of Emmy in the doorway coming out too. Yeah. So she probably saw it too. It's so stupid. So Kyle is on the top of the list when the war is against the veterans. I'm really excited to see that if that happens. Now it's party time to the club, and it's NSYNC music, and it's great. Everyone's dancing. I love these scenes because I always want to slow motion everything we don't get to see because, I mean, everyone's mic'd, right? But obviously you don't hear everything.
Yeah, and it's like only the conversations. They only like I think everyone's mic'd, but I think only limited amount of people, like a limited amount of cameras are around, so you're only getting filmed in a couple of places.
Yeah,
but I just love the slow motion scenes because Emmanuel is an amazing dancer.
I know, and him and Michelle are so cute.
Well, that you have like Emmanuel, who's like a very good dancer because he's trained to be a good dancer, and then you have Ed, who's actually like terrible at dancing but also great,
and 5'8".
Yeah. It's just the passion he brings, really.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Are you a real human? Okay, so Corey, Elle, and Fessy talk. He doesn't want to fight being the house vote, obviously. He's a rookie pair. So then Corey, Elle is asking Fessy to let him pick who he can go against, and he says Huey's name.
Which makes sense.
Who else are you going to say, guy-wise? Emmanuel? Like, no. Jeremiah? No. Why wouldn't you say Huey?
Like, Huey, the only thing he's been good at is swimming, which you don't swim typically in an elimination.
No, you never swim.
It's like if there's a height thing, you would win because Huey would freak out.
Oh, man, I wish it was a height thing.
I know.
Huey is a firecracker and has a great personality, Corey says, but isn't sure how great of a competitor he is. And he doesn't picture Huey going in and winning a lot of eliminations. And then they discuss the girl pick, and that is Benina. And then Corey's talking about that, like, if you do this for me, there's a high chance I would win it daily. Like, Corey is huge. I do think he is a really great competitor.
I think he's great at physical, but anytime there's, like, you have to use your brain, he kind of fucks it up.
Yeah. So, not all around.
No.
Good player. But Fessy's, like, dumb, so he's going to agree with it.
Well, Corey with the right partner could crush.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what he wants, like, get a new partner. So then we have a scene of Josh and Devin featuring Josh's bucket hat.
Embarrassing.
So embarrassing. No one should wear a bucket hat.
Why are you wearing a bucket hat in the club? Like, no one should wear a bucket hat regardless. I mean, there are some ways you can do it okay. Supreme has dropped bucket hats recently. I get it's part of the style. But, like, in the club, and it's not even, like, if it had Supreme on it, if I saw that was, like, a hype thing, I'd be like, okay, he's at least, like, trying. It's not. It's just a regular fucking bucket hat that you can probably go get at JCPenney's.
Yeah, JCPenney's, Amazon. I'm sure you hit it up Amazon.
Yeah, because we all go to the malls at JCPenney's now.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So Josh and Devin are friends, blah, blah, blah. And they want to run against a final against each other. Like, that's the best chance of either of them winning. Like, they suck.
Yeah, we're unathletic. We're the only people here that are unathletic.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go against each other.
Yep.
Don't blame it.
I mean, it makes sense. They don't want to go against CT. Who wants to go against CT? He's a boss. He just won.
He just won and then improved his body.
Yeah, that's true. How did he do that?
I don't know.
I'm happy for him.
Yeah, congratulations, CT. 40 years old and looking amazing.
Oh my gosh, better than 5 years ago. And so Josh is like, take note of what Kyle did, but you need to let it go and move on, which is great advice that Devin says later, which I think is so weird that Josh is giving Devin advice, but Josh can't take his own advice.
Josh is like, you just need to get him like that upset, and what I'm showing is just like a teeny bit upset.
Yes.
And he will explode. He just needs like that like moment of being angry, and then that will turn into an explosion. And sir, you should be in therapy. But all right.
Yeah, like, is there something mentally wrong with him to just snap like that?
That has to be something. You don't just, I mean, I'm not a professional, but like, I don't think people just typically snap from that tiny of things without having something in the background there.
Yeah, or it's just fake. I don't know.
Or it's just him drinking.
Yeah, it could be. So Kyle's like, nobody's talking to me, and Amanda's like, they need to get the fuck over it. It's like a scene of them just at a table alone, which is really funny, actually.
I know they're the ones that are supposed to have like the most friends there.
Yeah, they don't. So Kyle understands that if he lets this rift between him and Devin get bigger than it is, that the rookies are going to jump on it, and he needs to squash it ASAP. And then we see Amber and Jeremiah have a thing. I don't even want to talk about that.
It's just it is.
I fool with her.
I hated every part of it too, because what do you like about me? Like, shut up. Next, we can move on.
What do you like about her?
Also, like, if you're saying generic things and not specifics, you're complimenting incorrectly. Mm-hmm. If you're saying, you have a great personality, I think you're beautiful, they don't actually like you.
No, he's just trying to get some.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
I'm sure he did.
Stuck in a house. Might as well.
Yeah. Okay, so then Esther and Fessy are talking. Obviously, house vote is Michelle and Corey L. Esther wants to make sure she is cool with everyone in the house, so picking a person that everyone is cool with. So in the future, the house does not mention her name. And it needs to be someone she doesn't have a relationship with, obviously. Like,
so essentially, she's saying, you're not throwing in Priscilla and you're not throwing in Bettina, is what she said. Yeah. Which takes up what they were going to do.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. And Fessy says the vets are not coming for you, which, I mean, is true to an extent, but also she is a rookie, so she needs to worry about that.
I love how she stood her ground here, too, because she was like, look, Fessy, you're good, you're a vet, no one's saying your name, but if, like, we don't win and we're out there, like, my name could be said, you know? Yeah. And it's just, like, she's playing a smart game. And she's one of the only people I think that, like, I've seen level out Fessy.
Yeah, her and Fessy respects.
Yeah, like, her and Casey are, like, the only two people I've seen, like, level him out. And
yeah, and Casey couldn't do it when they were partners last season. No. They were terrible partners. So they're a really great team. Mm-hmm. And then Kyle and Devin finally talk the next morning, and Kyle says that Devin's his number one, you can trust him, blah, 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 blah.
And wild enough, Devin found pants.
Weird. What are you doing?
Not just chilling in a Speedo and shirt.
Make up your mind.
Well, it's like, I understand chilling in a Speedo, but why do you have the shirt on? It just was very confusing.
Shirt. Yeah. And then the next scene, when he's walking by, the guys, he has normal swim trunks on and no shirt. That's confusing.
Yeah. I don't do you? I guess.
I really want to know. I should ask him.
Yeah. I'm sure send him a tweet. So can you explain when you when do you use normal swim trunks versus when do you pull out the Speedo? And can you explain why you chose to wear a t-shirt with a Speedo or long sleeve?
Yeah, and the oversized suit, what's up with that? And the unbuttoning, and how often do you wear a shirt or not wear a shirt? Are you comfortable with not wearing a shirt? We want to know.
Also, here is a tailor in your area for that jacket.
Still gotta figure where he's from. Okay, so Corey's saying Kyle's a snake. This is the same stuff over and over again. And like he says that once someone really doesn't want to go in the lair and you know that, you can't trust them, which, I mean, nobody wants to go in the lair, so that doesn't really make sense.
I know. They say a lot of things that I think they're just saying to say, like, people, Kyle's a snake, Kyle's this. And it's like, they're just saying that in a confessional so they can get airtime.
Yeah, totally. Okay, now it is time for nominations.
Ooh, the good old deliberation.
Yes, and we have 20 minutes, and TJ is not there for it.
I feel like TJ is trying to be like Bosley from Charlie's Angels, and it's like, totally. I respect it, but you need to be a box and a voice, and that's it. You can't be TJ Lavin.
Yeah, I don't know. Seems like I'm busy, guys, doing other stuff.
Yeah, I'm not walking over here all the time.
Yeah. So obviously Michelle starts off and she says they have accepted going in and they are going to go into the lair with Grace, and she wants to be put against rookies that haven't gone into their lair yet, which means Bettina, I don't know how to say her name still.
Bettina and Priscilla.
And Priscilla, yeah. So Priscilla doesn't like that. And then Corey L agrees and is frustrated that they keep going in and they have to prove themselves. They think other rookies, like, it's their time to prove themselves. Mm-hmm. And so now it's like time for those rookies who haven't gone in to speak. So of course Huey starts, kind of, and he's like, whatever happens, happens. And Michelle talks about, like, as a rookie, we're backed against the wall. and all the other rookies have had an easy ride. And then Huey says he's not had an easy ride. He's had the same experience as them.
And I love that Corey was trying to be like the woke, like, you can have whatever experience you had, but don't say it's the same experience as myself.
Very 2021 for us.
Yes.
Thanks, Corey L. The gay guys need to band together, and they're just fighting. And Huey says that last time he wasn't even sure who to vote for, so he voted for himself and Amanda. Ashley, sorry.
Which is just like, why would you tell it? First of all, dumb move. Like, they're going in already. Everyone knew they're going in. You burning a vote isn't going to change that.
Yep.
But why burn it on yourself, too? And it's like, I love seeing how upset Ashley gets, because Ashley's literally been voted in on burner votes before.
Yeah, and I'm sure he doesn't know that. I'm sure he's never watched the show like everyone else on this fucking cast.
Except for Esther, because she's awesome.
Yeah, Esther is fine. We probably can't watch the challenge in Nigeria.
She's probably found a way.
Probably difficult. Yeah, I'm sure she did. She's smart. So Ashley's in shock. She's really mad, and she's like, "We're not here to be fucking friends. We're here to win $1 million," which is a very valid point, because I'm sure Huey is just there to fight and party.
Yeah.
So stupid.
Minus fight.
Yeah.
He's there to party and freak the fuck out about fights.
And get camera time.
Yep.
So officially, Michelle and Corey L are the compromised agents, and Emilio worries that he's got to find someone else to kiss.
No.
Just kidding.
She's coming back.
She's coming back. I love how he does that.
I know, I love his hand movements. They're so adorable.
Great at everything. So after the nominations, we see Ashley with Nani, Amanda, like in the bunks, and she's pissed. And Huey awkwardly comes up to talk to her, and he's crying. He's saying he's sorry, and he feels upset. And that he thought that voting for themselves wouldn't affect them at all. And Ashley's just pissed that he didn't tell her and broke the trust.
Yeah.
Never should have said anything in the first place.
Yep.
Stupid. And then Fessy, Josh, and Casey talk, and Josh says he will throw himself down there before he lets Amber say Fessy's name.
Josh just needs a chill.
That's not true.
Yeah, I know.
And it's different genders. That doesn't even make sense.
I'll go down there. Well, I think what he was saying is, so if they were to win and Amber and Josh became the agency or whatever, if Amber tried to vote Fessy in, he would say that he would go down instead.
Yeah.
Which, no, you wouldn't.
No.
Fessy will probably win. Like, he's great at eliminations. I don't know why Fessy's so scared to go into eliminations, because he'd probably win majority of them against majority of the people.
Yeah, I'm guessing he just doesn't want to.
Well, he's just like, Amber B is going to take her first shot at me. And it's like, so what? You have more numbers. Like, chill.
Yeah, have a conversation with her.
Communicating is not Fessy's strong point.
Not in any way, shape, or form.
A man.
We bring you a man. Brought to you by the challenge. All right, so it's time for the elimination, and they have the slow motion walk up per usual. And TJ calls Michelle and Corey L down, and TJ asks Esther first who she wants in. And Esther says, we are going with Huey, and Fessy agrees. And then Corey L is like, giddy, like his plan is working. And then Fessy is then asked which women and why. And Fessy gives a speech.
And Josh goes, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Change your vote.
Change your vote. It's ridiculous.
He's so dramatic because he doesn't make eye contact during that. He's like trying to throw his voice or something.
Down.
Yeah, he's, change your vote. Don't do it. It's like, bro, he's doing it.
It's so obvious. Josh is saying he's ruined the alliance in one move. And Fessy just starts the list thing, like, I'm the bottom of her list. And Amber says, you could have told me, and you looked me in the eyes and said, don't worry, and I trusted you. And Josh keeps saying, don't do it. And this is when Amber realizes she's just a number, which she's stupid if she didn't think of that before.
Who did she think she was in with? Like, they literally said on camera, you're the bottom of our list, and then told you why, which are all reasonable reasons. Mm-hmm. Like, Casey said, Josh and Fessy, they're friends outside of the show. She's dating Nani. Obviously, you're not going to come before any of those people. Nope. Why would you think you would?
I just think she's really dumb.
Well, and I feel like this is like her storyline too.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh.
Or it's fake.
Yeah.
So Fessie's just yelling, like, you can't save everyone, and Josh is just losing it. And TJ pulls out his phone. That's how long this went on. That is a challenge first.
It is. And it's just like Josh just keeps repeating himself too. Like, that's how Josh argues, is just like repeating the same sentence over and over again. And it's like, I think he heard you probably the first 20 times.
Yeah. And Casey's like saying relax, and she doesn't understand why Josh is blowing up his whole game for Amber.
That's what I mean. Sense. The tiniest bit of anger, and Josh explodes.
Yeah.
And this he can't blame on alcohol.
No, I know. That's the thing. This totally sober, in front of TJ, in front of the world. I mean,
to his best friend.
Yeah, to his best friend. I mean, that is why he freaks out so much to begin with, but I don't know. And so Josh is freaking out and saying Big Brother is over. Corey is separating them. Ashley's kind of separating them. Priscilla is scared.
Priscilla just goes and hides behind Nelson at one point.
Yeah, and I don't blame her. Like, this, how tall is Josh?
I don't know. Josh is a giant man, though, and he was flailing those arms.
He's huge, and they were all next to each other, like, lined up.
Well, and it's like, that's so easy to catch like an arm that way. And like, if you catch an arm by a giant man like that, you're gonna get knocked out or have a black eye. I mean, it's just
lucky that didn't happen, because then he would have gotten kicked off.
Yeah. Stop flailing arms, guys.
Just calm down. Just be calm. You look like a moron on national television all the time.
I know, and it's like, it would be one thing if he was sitting there and just delivering point by point why Fessy was being a dumbass. All Josh does is saying, you're a dumbass, change your vote. You're a dumbass, change your vote. Those are the only sentences he said.
Yeah, don't do it. You're ruining an alliance, whatever. And then finally, TJ says, please stop talking. Hey, shut up.
Yeah. Me every time Josh is on camera.
Yes, every time. And then he's like, fuck, all right. And then TJ asks again who Fessy wants. And then Fessy says, unfortunately, Amber B. And Amber comes down and says, you're a snake, and calls him Messy Fessy.
I love how upset. Aww. Like, his face literally twitches when she says Messy Fessy. And it's fucking funny.
I love it. I feel like that's the face of guys we went to high school with, like those douchebags.
Yeah. And I just love that there's one thing that he doesn't like being called that will, like, because he was called a snake. Josh was screaming at him, and you didn't really see Fessy get like that upset. As soon as she called him Messy Fessy, like, he was pissed.
I know.
It was great.
Like, hurt.
I know. Like, the twitch in his face. I would need to rewatch that again before we go on to the next episode.
Why is there not a meme everywhere? Why is it not on the gram? It's so good. So, the elimination name is called Down to the Wire, and basically you and your partner will be handcuffed by a pole, and then you make your way down the obstacle course, like this pipeline kind of thing, and then on the other side you got to grab a key, and then you got to go back and unlock yourself and win. So they have these really weird slow motion shots that we talked about as we were watching it. Like superhero shots.
Yeah, like, when did they find the time to like record those shots? Is that before elimination? Is that after elimination? Is that pre-recorded before all of them do their slow walk up? Like,
yeah, right. Was it right before they have their talk to the camera before they go in? I'm assuming that's when it is. But...
Oh yeah, they're like, hey, someone do their confessional. The other people were gonna shoot you in slow-mo over here.
And then everyone's just watching.
Yeah, everyone's just chilling on the side.
I would love to be there.
Well, I would love to see all the conversations that are happening on the side while they're getting their slow motion shots.
We miss so much. It's not fair.
I know. They need to have like a, not to be like they should be like Big Brother, but they should have like a 365 like Big Brother.
Oh, they should. Mm-hmm. That's the only comparison. We hate Big Brother.
No. Fuck Big Brother, as Amber says.
Yeah, and she is Big Brother.
I know. Fuck Big Brother. You're from Big Brother?
You're from Big Brother. You're not Devin.
Also, they keep saying that they're not the Big Brother Alliance, so you're just saying a name that they don't even call themselves.
Yeah. They don't even like it. So Huey is ready to win, and Michelle is happy that there's a vet in the lair finally. And so they start, and right away, Huey and Amber are killing it. Like, they're swift. I think it's because they're the same height and built and just able to
and
go
Corey's
around.
like obviously a giant compared to Michelle, because Michelle's
Yeah,
like on the
Michelle's
smaller
tiny.
end, and
Yeah,
then
she's
Corey
tiny.
is huge. And so like how do you balance, like their arms are together, so how do you balance that?
You don't. And so the agency is looking very nervous, and Michelle cries about the carabiners stuck.
Yeah, the carabiners stuck, and then that
move.
starts an argument mid thing, and then Huey just starts like screaming at them about how his carabiner was stuck too, but he got over it, so they have to continue going.
Yeah,
and it's like
to fight them.
Huey, like no one's stopping the thing. Like you can continue going. Why are you the one stopping and screaming at someone when you have like a clear lead? He's like, you have to continue going. It's like, yeah, everyone's continuing going but you, bro.
Yeah.
Like, shut up.
And he's just screaming at Corey, like in the middle of an elimination. He's just like, you thought you could beat me, that's why I'm down here. And CT's commentary is great. He's like, Huey has his attention span of a 5-year-old, and all he wants to do is fight Corey.
Yeah, because it's like Huey is obviously better at puzzles than them, and it's like you're giving up your advantage to scream at someone.
Yeah, he like blacks out to fight, and that's all he cares about.
Yeah, and Amber literally had to tell him to shut up to refocus him, which is embarrassing. You're a grown-ass man. Someone shouldn't have to tell you to shut up and focus when you're competing for $1 million.
Why is he on this show? Why would they pick him?
So he can become a famous reality star.
So we can have the followers. We hate it. So then Amber realizes that they dropped their key, and Huey does a big stretch to get the key, and everyone's really impressed by it. I don't understand.
It's not impressive. He moves his like I'm very unflexible.
Same.
I could do that.
Me too.
Like you moved your
leg
whole
like
body.
This. There's no stretching.
There's no stretching. He didn't do the splits. Don't believe it.
Yeah.
Also, I did love how Esther was the first one that noticed that he dropped the key. Like she's just so she's so brilliant. I love Esther.
Facial movement. Like she was so chill while Josh was screaming the whole time until Amber called Bessie a snake, and then she was like, "Don't call me respect."
Yeah.
She definitely held her cool. I love that. So I mean, we know what happens.
Yeah.
Amber and Huey win.
Big bummer for everyone around.
Yeah, everyone. And Amber says, "Fuck Big Brother." And immediately Huey goes after Corey L and starts screaming in his face.
I know, like got in his face. And then I don't like
Disgusting.
how like Corey pushed him away, which he had every right to. And I don't like how I think they had to mention and was like, you can't put your hands on someone else. But it's like if someone gets in your face, pushing them away instead of punching them, that's exactly what you should do.
Yeah, and he was like sprinted up to him. Like immediately was like, "Oh, I won," and then I gotta fight him. That's so immature.
Also, Corey could destroy you, Huey. Why are you trying to get in a fight with the largest man I've seen in years?
Is tiny.
I know, Huey's tiny, and it's just like, ugh.
You won because you're tiny. That's the only reason you won. But their fight is pretty entertaining. Security comes, and Corey's like, "Fuck you." He does like a little dance thing, and Ashley's the one that's like, "Let's get back to the game," like yelling from the sideline.
Well, because I think Huey only listens to Ashley for some reason, because Ashley's been yelling at him for the past 4 weeks at this point.
Yeah, it's just funny that it's Ashley saying all that. I love it. So then they come back together, and TJ says, the men did not win or lose with grace, but the women did because, shocker.
Yeah, story of the world.
America. We control it. Okay, so TJ's like, he never wants to see Corey put his hands on someone, but we're cool.
Yeah.
You guys are both beasts and really hope he sees them in the future, which is a good send-off for them.
Goodbye, 12 days of Christmas. 12 dates of Christmas. I can never get it correctly, but like... Ugh.
So stupid. It's like all the people that come from terrible shows are getting eliminated.
As they should, though.
As they should. Like the double dutch. Never will forget that. And then Corey, his confessional is, he says, like, I did to Huey what the world does to me. I underestimated him, and it's not fair, and I don't think I should have done it.
Okay, this is, like, complete bullshit, because, like, Huey sucked. Huey has sucked this entire challenge. The only thing he's been good at is swimming, and, well, we found out he's decent at puzzles, but we couldn't even see that because when he was given a chance to do a puzzle, he freaked out and didn't even look at the dots and dashes.
Very sad.
So it's like, I don't know. You can't sit there and be like, I underestimate. No, you like the evidence was presented. Huey was terrible, and you did what anyone else would do in that situation. And like protecting Huey just because he's gay is doing the exact same thing that you're saying that you're trying not to do.
Yeah.
It's like you shouldn't protect someone just because they're gay, or like not want to go against him just because you can be two gay guys working together. Which, stop acting like this is a new storyline with MTV. Like MTV has had gay people on their show since the early 2000s.
Yes.
Chill out.
Since the beginning.
And it's like, that's not doing anything. Move on. You should have picked Huey. Don't cry about it. You made a good move. You lost. And Huey was an asshole about it.
Yeah, and don't act like you like each other because you're both gay. Like, you don't.
Yeah, you don't need to work together because you're gay. And was Casey in this gay alliance? Like, is Nani in this gay alliance because she's bi as well? Like, shut up. Like,
Casey in this gay alliance?
Well, I guess, like, Casey and Nani, I guess, are an alliance, too, because they're gay. Like, shut up. Like, it's so stupid.
Yeah, it was really, like, a miss for MTV. Like, we don't need to see that. Don't even show it. And
it's not real. Like, that's not real.
Yeah, it's not. And then they were both on the after show, and they were still fighting.
And to me, Huey's just trying to get airtime, and Coriel's a cool person.
Yeah, I hope Coriel comes back, and I hope we never see Huey's fucking face again.
Yeah, see, look, you can like one gay person and hate another gay person. It has nothing to do with them being gay, but it has everything to do with their personalities, and that's equality.
The more you know. Another PSA. We're sorry. We'll pull them today.
Well, don't have someone on the show crying about, like, oh, I'm underestimated because I'm a gay man. Shut up.
Shut up.
Which, I mean, I guess that's probably still more of an issue in Ireland than it is here, but, like, whatever.
Yeah, probably, but we're in Croatia, actually. I was going to say, we're in America, but
yeah, you guys are in a house. It's fine.
Yeah. And then Emmanuel comes down and says goodbye to Michelle and cries. Aww. And Michelle talks in her talking head interview, and she's so grateful that someone came down and is sorry that she lost $1 million.
Yeah, and then you could see her make eye contact with the producer and just start crying and talking about how much it sucks. And I'm just like, oh.
It was so sad. And then he screams, "Love you, Michelle," which is crazy.
Yeah. We'll hope that's like a, hey, love ya, not like, I love you.
Yeah, because
very different situations.
Never said it
Stop
before.
using them.
Yeah, I think Michelle's smart enough to get that. Not like, oh my god.
Yeah, that's why she did the heart.
Yeah, that was cool.
She said, I heart you.
Yeah.
But this has been 3 weeks. Let's not be insane.
Yeah, we live in different sides of the world, so.
Although, I would love to see them together. They're so cute.
I know. They are so cute. Ugh. Fussy. Anyway, so Huey and Amber do not want to stay together, so Huey says Nani first because Nani has a really good social game. I actually think this is a pretty smart move. And then Amber says Devin because that creates a new rookie team, which is Gabo and Emmy. So we know who's going down next.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the episode.
Just excited next episode to see what happens between Josh and Fessy, if they're able to work that out, or if they continue to be BFFs.
Who knows? We don't know.
We definitely don't know. We're not recording this after seeing the next 3 episodes.
No. Anyway, thanks you guys so much for listening. We will be back very soon. We're putting a bunch of episodes out at the same time. Bye! Bye.